beep, 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 beep. The damn alarm clock goes off, and I have never once seen anything so hard in my life. Thus begins another day in the life of a 40-year-old single woman living by herself during the pandemic. So I commanded this alarm clock to wake me up, but I'm not very happy about it. It's 7:30 in the morning, and I was up staring at the abyss of my ceiling until 2 a.m. the night previous. So I'm just not in a very good mood. Naturally, I crawl back into bed. Sometime later, it's 9 a.m. and I'm hungry. So is my cat. But the spicy ginger monster knows not to bother me about the fact that he's hungry until I have done my morning ablutions, if you would so call them. I wash up, brush my teeth, make my bed, get dressed, and then I head down the hallway. And at that point, he starts singing me very adamant songs about how hungry he is, and then he leads me very, very nicely down the hallway. No, it's not nice at all. I trip the whole way down the hallway to his food dish, which I picked out the place that I put that food dish for him. So I don't know why I need a personal escort to that location. So it's conveniently located at the top of my stairs, to the right of the kitchen and the left of my office. And I open the lid and I scoop out a nice, healthy portion, and I pour it right onto the top of the cat's head. And it spills between his ears and all over the floor, and none of it lands in his food dish because he just can't wait until I pour it in. And then he shouts obscenities at me and feline, and then I shout back at him. It usually starts with something like your mother, and then it ends with how rude, and then we so then I walk into the kitchen and I begin the morning coffee ritual. I am too cheap for a Keurig, so I bought a Flex Brew instead. It allows me to use a refillable coffee pod, so I don't have to pay those stupid high prices for the really cute boxes of the Donut Shop coffee. I think about those boxes in the baby blue background, sprinkles. My inner child goes Homer Simpson, and I really want to buy them, but I'm not paying that price for 12 cups of happiness. It's just not happening. So then I take out the filter and tap, 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 bang it on the side of my garbage can, empty out the coffee grounds from the morning before, because I can't be bothered to empty them out, the day that I use them. Which I know will wake up my neighbor downstairs. And I have done that ritual every morning since the day that I moved in. If I miss banging that coffee filter on the side of my garbage can, my neighbor is texting me to see if I am still alive. Yes, that also reminds me every morning that should the occasion ever arise, I will probably opt out of having sex in my own apartment. It's not happening. So as the coffee slowly brews, I realize that garbage day is today. Damn, I don't have to take my garbage cans down to the curb. This is awesome. This is the third week in a row now that I don't need to take the garbage cans down to the curb. It's a personal victory. I try to do that only once a month. It's just me and Four Paws McGee, and we don't go through much. So I'm going to set the bar really high for the next month and a half and go 6 weeks without having to run my cans down to the curb. I don't know. It's just like a personal game. Okay. So I moved into this apartment last July, 2020, after taking a job in the Mankato area. That job no longer exists. Thank you, pandemic. Great. I had it for 3 months and it's gone. And I've been job hunting since then. And it's been tough. But I'm glad I have this apartment. When I went hunting for this apartment, I chose it very specifically because it was the only one that people were not standing in line to go see. It was great. It was also the one apartment that I didn't have to step around somebody sleeping on a mattress in the middle of the living room so that I could peek at the kitchen. I don't know why my realtor took me there, but she's got balls. I gotta hand it to her. And the spare key. So I live downtown in an old apartment with lots of windows and a really nice neighbor downstairs who has 2 furry potatoes. They're called Pomeranians, very big fluff balls. And I like having them there downstairs. I love hearing the neighbor yell at them when they trick her. I call them my little house alarms because I don't have to pay for security with them around. I just love it. So there's a little song that goes off in my head every time that this happens. So here it goes. Ba-da-da-da-da, knock, knock, yap, yap. Ba-da-da-da-da, honk, honk, yap, yap. It's just, you can play it over and over in your head. It's really hilarious. It's a good song and dance, and it lets me know that I'm alive, and that the mail has just been delivered. So sometimes I accidentally trip the alarms when I come home by being too loud. And the two alarms downstairs are named Milo and Cole, and I just say hello to them as I come in my door, and they usually quiet down after a while. But it's really funny because when I order takeout through DoorDash, I have a note on my customer account that says to knock very loudly so that the dogs go off, because I know the neighbor downstairs has a note that says no knocking. It's great. I promise I'm not evil. So on today's agenda, as I'm making my coffee and I'm thinking about what I'm going to be doing, nothing. Nothing is on the agenda. Later on, I'll eat lunch, probably a salad of some kind, and then I'll do nothing. And then a short time after that, I'll probably have some tea. Now, I love tea. I have several different varieties of tea. I usually have it in the afternoon. My favorite kind is called Smooth Move. And you can guess what that does for you. But I like drinking this tea because it creates a very high stakes game of running to the bathroom when Mother Nature changes the light from green to red, because apparently she forgets what yellow is all about, as a warning. So it's great. It does what it needs to do. It gets something moving in my life. It's great. And then after that adventure, I'll probably have supper, followed by more of, nothing, probably. So aside from the cat that likes to leave hairballs in unconventional places, I live alone. And I moved out here for a job that, again, no longer exists. And to be closer with all of my friends in Mankato. And I never see them. I get more text messages out of them instead of seeing them, because we all try to just stay home and stay safe. So we have a chat group that I hear from them every single day while they're all sitting at their jobs, and I'm sitting at home waiting for a job. So losing your job is tough, but then searching for a job and finding out what rejection fatigue is all about, that's also really tough. So I have a part-time job that I work from home, thankfully, and then I decided to do Instacart shopping, which is a totally different adventure all on its own. That's a story for another time. But one of those jobs keeps me sane, and one of those jobs gets me out of the house. I haven't quite decided which one. So I'm grateful for the part-time work, and it sustains me for now. I have the flexibility I need, and it's been 5 months since I've had my full-time job. So I decided to do what any other person would do in desperation and apply to grad school. Great. I have been accepted into grad school. I have not, however, accepted the price of grad school. So I am putting myself through rejection fatigue all over again by looking for graduate assistantship to pay for that school. I received my first rejection for a graduate assistantship position the other day. It was awesome. At least they had the nerve to call me and tell me in person. It's really great with these phone calls, because they're like, hey, this is such and such from this department. Do you have a few minutes? And I'm like, yeah, I've got all the time in the world. Mr. H, please tell me what's on your mind today. Well, and then immediately the tone changes. And he's like, well, we just, we wanted to let you know, blah, 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 blah. You didn't get it. Awesome. That's great. Thank you for calling me. I'm going to go put some mascara on that I can cry off and wipe away. So it's really tough getting those calls. And when you do hear back from any kind of job that you've been rejected, there's several common phrases that I hear. I'm sure with your qualifications that you will find something soon. We were blown away by your interview, but we gave the position to someone else. And as the department head, I just want to thank you for applying and going to the first round interview and then a 2-hour second round interview. But we're not giving you the job. Good luck. Fuck. I'm so tired of this. And I get so tired of it that I don't want to even put in any more applications. I just want to sit here and do nothing, because at least I know what that feels like. Maybe I should try dating. that can be so exciting or awkward. I've never once been on a dating app. I've been single for the last few years, but I'm way out in left field as far as dating goes. The chances are, well, the odds are that I could find someone to date, but the goods around here are kind of off, so I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But I'm happy with my cat for now. I've only got one cat, so the crazy cat lady syndrome hasn't set in yet. He's Mr. Big Stuff, so I can't get another cat. So maybe I'll try dating. I'm not sure. That's just up in the air. It's a big, Tom Hanks head bob for me. I just don't know. Maybe I should get some more smooth milk tea. I'll put that on my grocery. Anyway, today I found myself thinking about hope and percentages. I don't math well. My brain has the dumb most days. So I don't usually think in percentages, but when I think about hope, I was thinking about percentages. And there was one number that I landed on, and I'm going to break it down for you, but here it is, big percentage about what hope would be for me right now. And that's 31.5%. 31.5%. That's where my hope level is right now. So I'm going to break it down for you. If hope was actually a rechargeable battery, this is what it would be. 30% is your given baseline. I'm an American, so I've got that 10% life and the 10% liberty and the 10% pursuit of happiness and shit. And then you have the 1%. The 1% is what I show to the rest of the world when I get to leave my house. And you can't really see it shining through a cloth mask. That's 3 layers with a little filter in it. But that's what I've got for you. I might have a little bit more pep in my step. And then we get down to that 0.5%. That 0.5%, that's for me. That's what I've got. That's my actual baseline. And I hang on to that 0.5% because I know that others can't. 5%, 0.5% allows me to turn off the alarm and get up. The 0.5% helps me appreciate that I have a nice neighbor with adorable dogs that I can pet whenever I want to. The 0.5% helps me to answer text messages that I get from friends who check in on me. 0.5% has me banging a coffee filter on the side of my garbage can in the morning, and it prompts me to put clean clothes on every day. The power of the 0.5% of hope is enough to propel me to reach for education, and to keep me knocking on doors of opportunity that I know with 68.5% certainty will probably be slammed in my face. It's all I'm capable of holding on to right now. But when I get more, it's because I have found the right fucking charging cord to get more. Well, would you look at the time? I better go and set my alarm for tomorrow, so that I can be angry at it all over again. I haven't counted ceiling tiles in at least 12 hours, and I'm hoping there's going to be a difference in the number that I count tonight. Like I said, I don't math well. But anyway, that's life alone during a pandemic.